Alright. Good morning, everyone. Gonna go for, it's early in the morning. Gonna go for a bike ride. Hopefully everyone can see. I moved the camera up a little bit. So hopefully it's a better angle now. And hopefully it's straight too. So it's early in the morning, not that early, but it's like a little after 9. Gonna go for my typical store run real quick, about 4 or 5 miles away, and good time to talk about the battery, and that's kind of what's going on with it. So as you may know, I did short out one of the batteries, and I think it was just like it was actually not a direct short. It was more just a kind of close proximity. So the electrical tape came off one of the terminals, and I think it just got too close to the other terminal. I don't think it actually touched the terminal, but it did short out. So it kind of smoked a little bit, and then it vented. There's a small hole. I eventually figured out how to plug it with like some super glue, and then also some Cyclone tape. So it's kind of okay. So I did go around 20-30 miles with it in the current condition, and it seems okay. The voltage drop seems a little bit lower than before, but nothing too drastic where, I'm wondering, where it's like, a 20% reduction or something like that. It's probably like a 5% reduction. And everything seems okay so far. But I haven't really been pushing it too much. Just around 27 top speed probably. But I do have the 7S, the 7S EMS coming. What that would do is that it would basically remove 2 cells, the damaged cell, and then a new cell. So I guess I'll use that new cell as a backup. But is it necessary? Because I do know that, I don't know, but I heard that people have repaired their cells before. Either inflated cell where they pinch the hole into it, and then vented out the gas, sealed it up again, and then continue using it. And this is a high quality LG cell. So it's not like a generic Chinese cell or just a generic cell or anything like that. So I do have a little bit more trust in it to not blow up on me, to burn down, the bike and everything else. It's quite windy. It's a westerly wind. So I don't know. I took it, I've used it to commute like 2 times already, almost 3 times. So it was raining the other day, in the morning. So it feels pretty good, and I really, it takes me about an extra 5-7 minutes to get to work. But, I'm on the side of the road. This is basically just another lane. So I just do what I want on the side of the road, and at night it's actually pretty fun to ride at night. This is it. So that was in second gear. I could barely like pedal it out of second gear. This is a heavy ass bike. And I'm no slouch. I'm kind of tired because I've been having bad sleep. But I don't think I'm a slouch in the pedaling department. I do road bike. But anyway, there's some storks right there. The other thing I noticed is that the voltage, like the resting voltage, is kind of weird. It might be a product that got damaged out. But this morning I turned it on, so I charged it to like 59 something the other day. I forgot when, maybe like 59. So I turned it on, it was at 59.2, and then it dropped to 58.8. That's kind of weird. Really shouldn't do that. But the voltage drop itself across distances is fairly close to what I was getting before the cell was damaged. Probably like a 10%, probably a good 10% at most reduction. That thing picked up a lot of sand. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this bike. It's commuting to work, like wherever I can go. I mean, it's the end of August at the moment. Today it's going to be particularly hot. It's going to be up in the 90s. It's not normal. So it usually should be like probably middle 80s at the moment. So this weekend's going to be the 70s. So I might go for a longer ride this weekend. Go do some fishing. We'll see. Just to test it. Because thus far, I've only gone like on maybe 11 miles max round trip ride. So let's go for that 50-mile ride. Let's charge it up to like, not full charge. Because I really don't want to full charge that damaged cell. Oh, and also the other thing I could discuss here is the charging, what I'm doing for charging. As I mentioned before, I am actually commuting with this as I can. So what do I do with charging, and how does that affect cycle life? So surprisingly, I don't really charge it that much at all. Not surprisingly, like obviously. If it's a 3.4 kilowatt hour battery, and my commutes are 12 miles, and I usually go like around, let's just say I go around 20 miles average, right? That's like 500 watts, maybe a little bit more, let's just say 600 watts, right? Because I'm on a Fat Tire bike. Yeah, so that's 300 watt hours. So that's basically 10% of the capacity of this bike. So what does that mean? So that really means that I'm just charging like to just above nominal. So today I'm at 58.8 before I left. Let me go a little faster. So I'm at 58.8 before I left, and nominal voltage is 57.6. So I'm literally just at nominal voltage. So, I'm just generally trying to charge it to maybe the 59, lower 59, something like that. And my draw usually is at max for how I ride, around 2 volts max down. So at no time is any of the cells even being tested at all. They're all sitting really comfortably. So you can imagine, like, my state of charge always fluctuates between, let's say, 55% and 45%. So I never actually charge it or draw below those two numbers. So I think what that means for my cycle life, the battery health, is that it's superb. Now I'm going to get 4 times probably the rated cycle life, like maybe 3,000 cycles before, and there's no way I'm going to use this bike for 3,000 cycles. You know, that's 10 years before I see any real significant voltage drop. And even when capacity drop, even when I get the capacity drop, right, what is, 20% off 3.4 kilowatts? That is like, 2.7 kilowatts or something like that, 2.6765. That's still like way beyond my daily commute or possibly any, fishing trip that I will ever do. So this bike should theoretically last me as long as the batteries last, given, cycle life and also time degradation, which isn't that big of an issue either. And by that time, there will probably be new batteries. Like, that I could probably get 9 kilowatt hours per hour at that time for the same price on an e-bike. And at that time, that's pretty much a huge game changer. I don't know what time it is. I'm pretty sure I went over to 15 minutes on this cheap action cam, but anyway, that's kind of it. So I've been using the damaged cells, and I don't think there's anything. There's probably some artifact of it being damaged, but I haven't really seen anything at all, or noticed anything at all. One of the funny things is that I actually parked my bike against a gas main at work, because there's no bike rack at work, so I just kind of park it right on that gas main, which is a highly susceptible battery against a gas main. Right? What the hell is this car doing? Why is it really following me? Oh, now it's going. Well, I guess it wanted to give me a wide berth, which is nice, but it was kind of weird. It really is following me at like 15 miles per hour on the hill. So this is the thing about wind and wind resistance and stuff like that. So I'm going pretty slow now because there's actually quite not stiff, but there's a noticeable headwind, as you can see from the flag. But once I come home, obviously I'm using a lot less energy, so it's really hard to measure your energy usage on a trip unless you go the full round trip, which I probably would not do. I would probably not take a video of it, but I'll mention it in the actual description of the video. So, going home, I'll probably use hardly any power. So yeah, really loving this thing. Oh yeah, one of the other things that I need to work on this bike is the chain tension to the rear sprocket or to the wheels, because it needs work. And this is not because this is true for any mid-drive. It just needs to be. I need to shorten the length